You may know me from Fox NFL Sunday. A lot of people sit back and they watch a show, and I'm on there with Howie Long, Michael Strahan, Jimmy Johnson, Terry Bradshaw, 4 Hall of Famers, 8 Super Bowl rings combined between them. And I met a woman once, she goes, "Oh yeah, you're the guy on the left, right?" Okay. I'm not gonna take long because, as I said, I know you got things you gotta do, but I wanna talk to you just a little bit about you. In preparing for this, I went back and looked at some research, and I found a study from 2008. And it asked kids at that time, kids who were born late 90s, right around 2000, like a lot of people out here were born in that time, millennials as they like to say. They asked kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? The top responses were firefighter, princess, police officer, pilot, and astronaut. Raise your hand if you have any of those jobs right now, right? So don't be disappointed, though, that you didn't have that job, because another study that I found showed that only 6% of the people have the job they dreamed of when they were a kid. 6%. That means 94% dreamed of one job when they were a child, but grew up to do something different. Is it because kids dream of things that are unrealistic, that are crazy, that make no sense? Or is it because kids are willing to dream, but they're also willing to pivot? They make adjustments the more they learn about themselves, the more they learn about life. They use what I like to call informed instinct. They get the information, and then they trust their gut to do the right thing as they grow older. I encourage you to go back to where you were when you were a child. Get the information, but trust your gut. It's weird because as human beings, we trust ourselves to know what we like to eat for dinner and what we don't like, what movies we like, what TV shows we like, where we like to go on vacation. But when it comes to our lives and our careers, we doubt ourselves. We don't trust our gut that we know what's best for us. Use that informed instinct to guide you in your careers, in your life. I know for a fact about what that's like. I started out in this business in television when I was 19 years old. I was on the air working at a local station in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where I went to college. And I worked my way up doing local TV, giving sports scores, doing high school games, those kind of things. And I was in New York City when I was 29 years old. I was the youngest sports anchor in town. I was in the #1 market in America on the #1 station. It was a Fox affiliate, and I was doing sports, 29. I was satisfied, but after a while I realized, am I happy? Because there's a difference between being satisfied and being happy. People are okay being told, hey, good job. You're doing really good. And they stop pursuing greatness. I think the same thing goes between satisfaction and happiness. So many people are satisfied being satisfied that they lose the pursuit of happiness. They forget to chase what will make them happy as an individual, as an employee, as an employer. And we should all be in that situation where we're looking for happiness. For me, I was in New York City a couple of years after I was there, and a seminal moment for me and my generation, really, was September 11th. I lived in Lower Manhattan, had some friends that I knew that didn't make it, and it made me realize the difference between being satisfied being a local guy in New York and being at the pinnacle of my career as far as a local guy, making 6 figures and all that. It didn't matter if you're unhappy. And if we let that opportunity go, we've wasted an experience. We made it through here to learn something, to get something out of it. And I know from your career, you may not be able to be in the office and go down the hall and pop your head in and ask someone a question or find that mentor that maybe you grab a drink with after work or a bite at lunch. Everything's on Zoom now, so it's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging. But I tell you, you can still find your path. Long story short, in 2006, the opportunity came for me to host the NFL on Fox pregame show. I've been there for 15 years. We beat the competition by more than we did before I got there. I'm not saying it's because of me, but things have worked out fine for everybody, okay? And I think that's the point. If you trust yourself, get the information, but trust your gut. Make the call that's going to make you happy, that's going to make you better as a person or as someone in your career. It's going to work out for you. It may not seem like it when you make that move, when the paycheck gets smaller, when you don't have the attention, when you don't have that person that you can lean on as a mentor at that moment. But eventually, you're smart enough. You'll find it. Trust your gut. Get the information, but go with your instinct. Don't be satisfied being satisfied. Happiness is out there for you if you pursue it. Thank you very much.